It was Picasso who said that every child is an artist. The problem is how to remain an artist once we grow up. Being an artist is simply about the pure joy and love of the process of creating. It's a necessity within us to have to create and turn our personal perspective into a visual output for the world to see. Every child is an artist because they have a purity of this love of the process. It's not about the finished article, and it's not about how other people will think about what they do. As we get older and become adults, we find it difficult to maintain this complete freedom in the process. This is why every child is an artist, because they have this creative freedom in its most pure form that all artists, as they become adults, strive to achieve.
Art to me is something new. Art to me is something considered. Art to me is something which fires my imagination.
When I think about art, I think about something that just makes you stop everything, stop thinking, stop what you're doing, and you can't help but look at it and get involved in exactly what the artist was thinking and feeling, and it kind of takes you to another place.
My method of painting is similar to that of how Henry Moore sculpted. When Henry Moore began a sculpture, he had no preset idea of what the finished result would look like. My method of painting, I use exactly the same process. I have no idea what the finished painting will actually look like. I will simply start painting and set the hand free and let it grow and develop and move in whichever direction it wants. I then just evolve this into a finished piece. This is a very free and liberating way to work as an artist, and it moves me back to that of a child, where it's a pure joy and love in the creative process and the application of paint. And that's as important as the finished result. The difficulty is, as an adult, maintaining this freedom within my work. And that's the biggest battle.
We're going by, back down through the wire. You've been to take my soul. There's never been. Listen, there is a feeling that it comes and it goes, but it sucks me right in. Black stone Jesus, black stone, black stone Jesus, black stone Jesus.
People often ask, what do I think about whilst I'm painting? The answer is I actually clear my mind of every thought before I start work. And you almost perform a little bit of meditation whilst you're creating the piece. This way, I get to explore the energy within myself and the subconscious. Any daydreams that I have while I'm painting will actually morph their way into the finished visual. So for me to truly see what's within me, I need to have no train of thought while I'm painting. This way I can capture and bring to life in a visual the energy within myself. So this is the cornerstone of my work, really. The freeform painting is about exploring the energy within myself, but I also try and find visual examples that other people have left behind and where they've left their kind of energy blueprint within something. A perfect example of this is what I call the carpenter's piece. It's actually a piece of wood that a carpenter used to protect his table while he was sawing through other bits of wood. He discarded it after he'd finished his day's work, and I kind of stumbled across it. I was kind of transfixed a little bit by it, trying to work out what it was that was so interesting. So I took it to the studio and started working on it and trying to pull out the shapes and see what it had to say. As it neared completion, it then became alive with the energy that the carpenter had used throughout that day's work. Each blade, each saw cut within this wood represented that and came together in a finished piece and a finished aesthetic that I now refer to as the carpenter's piece. But this gives you an idea of the direction and nature of my work as an artist. It's about collecting energy from myself or other people or even nature and turning it into a visual output. A last example is marble. Marble is a beautiful product that we all love and has quite a high commercial value on it. But it represents the energy in nature where the crystals in rock fuse together to make the marble and the unique pattern, something that we all accept and love now. But for me, it's almost about finding other items and bringing them to life and showing them to people and giving them a second chance of, look at this pattern. It's actually quite a beautiful pattern. Look at the shapes and tonal ranges within it.
I tend to think that, art's all around us, and I suppose you just got to look out for which type of art you're looking for.
When I think about artists, I think about what are they trying to say in their picture? What are they trying to get over? What is their impression of what they want us to see in the picture?
When I think about art, I think about people's expressions put onto a canvas, and their thoughts and their feelings and just what life's about to them.
When I think of art, I think it shows that the artist is showing his true inner self and feelings, etc.
When I think about art, it's a really tough one. When I think about art, I think of people putting their experiences and their emotions onto paper. I think it's an amazing thing. Not all of us can do it. Some with photos, some with pictures, and they're very lucky. But they're the kind of people that can recall memories, feelings, emotions, and express it by putting it onto paper.
When I think about being an artist, difficult. I think there's some of you that is never quite sure that you are an artist. I think there's a sort of part of you which you have to keep persuading you are an artist, and that your work is worth it, maybe. Yeah, being an artist again, it's solitary in a way, even in the middle of your art and all the people that you know, and even when your work is in an exhibition that you're proud of, even when the work you're proud of is in an exhibition that you're proud of, still there's a sort of loneliness in it, I think. Yeah.
If you're an artist, you have this balled up creative energy within yourself. It can only truly be fed through your art form. The trouble is, and the difficulty, and why every child's an artist and it's remaining an artist as we become adults, is because it's very hard to actually admit that you are an artist. Society has certain views of the lifestyle and financial status of artists, so for a long time I hid from being an artist and admitting to myself that I'm an artist. Subsequently, there was all this balled up creative energy that wasn't fully being exercised in the right form. This is when I found myself in the fighting gyms of South London. I was using that to vent this creative energy by running 5 miles every morning and training in the gyms in the evening, like 5-6 days a week, and building up to a fight. This provided a vent, but it could only last so long as my body could take it. And unfortunately, in 2006, I had a bad snowboarding accident, which meant that I couldn't exercise to this level. So I had to face the artist within me and this creative energy.
No longer waste Sunday. You wander around, you'll see. Some other day will some might. I wanna run and see us in the morning. Been there for me, bearing down, burning down. To think less of me, no longer running scarce at the warning. Been there for me, bearing down. Lord, now I say, wanna run with the best sound, wanna run with the best. Oh, burn it down, yeah. Wanna
When I think about somebody being an artist, I think they're very brave to take on board that sort of long-term commitment to try and give their thoughts to the world.
I think artists, some of them are good, some of a load of, and other than that, it is really up to standard. All depends who you get to do the art, isn't it? All the good ones are dead.
Being an artist is probably the toughest fight, because you're essentially presenting your soul to the world in a visual format and opening it up to the criticism and the ridicule with the hope that it would be accepted and understood. So to be an artist, this is the hardest part, to develop armour to this, combined with the preconceived ideas and perceptions that everyone tends to have with artists and the struggling artist.
When I think about artists, I do think about people being poor and creative, sometimes sullen and slightly introverted.
And then I also think about people like Damien Hirst and Tracy Emin that you hear about in the papers and the kinds of work that they do. Think about people who have who can be inspirational with their work, who can think differently to other people and actually provide visual things that actually then try to explain those thoughts that they're having in a way that I just couldn't do.
When I think of an artist, I think of Picasso, Gauguin, Van Gogh, many great artists. When I think of an artist, I think of original work.
All artists hope that their work will be accepted and understood. When someone's looking at a piece of artwork, the artwork can talk to them as much as the person is looking at it. Sometimes a piece will speak to a person in such a way that they have to have it. This is what quantifies artists' artwork. It's our necessity to create, but it's also in being able to present our own visual perspective and view on the world, and for someone else to identify with it. So, although there is a battlefield of fallen artists and broken dreams, there is also the flip side. The Tracy Emins, the Damien Hirst, the Francis Bacons, whose work has been greatly accepted within the world, within their own lifetimes. But this is the biggest battle and the biggest fight for artists, because we have such a perception upon us from the public and the difficulty of the job that we do.
So call it mystery, others call it a lie. We think we got it all figured out. Is evolution gonna save our souls before it wears me down? Lord knows money burns, and Lord knows money burns. Only one more day before the dealer comes. Yeah. Only one more way, so let this feeling run. Black visions and pieces of gold. Black visions and pieces of gold. Black visions and pieces of gold. Evolution gonna save our souls before it wears us. Lord knows for me first. Only one more day before the dealer comes. Yes, yeah, we said only one more way to let this feeling run. Black visions and pieces of gold. 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 Well, the pieces are golden. Alright. Babe, we gotta write down on our way. Yeah. Babe, we gotta write down on our way. Babe, we gotta write down on our way. Yes. Babe, we gotta write down. We gotta write down. Yeah. Black visions and pieces of gold. Black visions and pieces of gold. Black visions and pieces.
Artists will always battle with a degree of self-doubt with their work. This doubt is what has changed every child from being an artist into only a minority remaining as artists when they're adults. This is down to the fact that taste is very subjective. What one person likes, another person may hate or not find aesthetically pleasing. The trick as an artist and the difficulty is in remaining an artist for yourself rather than becoming an artist for other people and painting what you think they would like.
Working in an art shop in Kent, we see a lot of different artists, a lot of local artists, a lot of things that you like and you don't like. It's just
So mainly in the countryside, it's sort of lots of countryside scenes. It's not necessarily sort of like very issue-based stuff. It's more really pretty things because people want to buy it like to put in the house or whatever.
a lot of people would go with how it'll look with their decor instead of the actual picture. So some people might want to make it a centrepiece, some might want to blend into the background.
So lots of businesses come in actually to decorate, like banks come in and stuff like
Yeah,
that, because they want something to put on their wall,
and
they might not necessarily know that much about art. They just want something.
Yeah, to look nice.
When I think of an artist, I think about things that I like, things that I would like to put on my wall, things that I would feel comfortable having in my home. Things I like are things that remind me of nature, realistic things. I don't like a lot of confusion because my brain's confused enough, but yeah.
When I think of art, I think of my daughter at home on the walls. That's what I decorate around my house. Pictures of her, her personality and her beautiful face.
When I think about art, I think of the countryside around here. Very picturesque, which Kent is. Village of Ainsford here is very, very picturesque. You've got, animals in the countryside, the old buildings. We've got the Roman villa, we have a Norman church, Norman castle, and I think that it's perfect for art.
Art is life. Because I love it.
Picasso stated that every child is an artist. He did this because within a child he could see that they hold this pure love of the process. To them, it's not about the finished result. It's not about how it will be perceived by other people or whether it will be understood by them. It's simply this joy in creating. The difficulty in remaining an artist as we become adults is because it becomes all about this perception and whether or not people will understand the finished piece. This is the biggest battle for any artist. It doesn't matter what medium you're working in, whether it's music, photography, painting or poetry. We want to present ourselves and our perspective onto the world within a medium, and we do hope that it will be understood by other people. But it's not the be-all and end-all, simply because if you are an artist, no matter how hard you try to hide from this fact, your soul at some point will just have this incessant need to breathe its perspective onto the world. We just all keep our fingers crossed a little bit in the hope that it may be understood by other people.